Hi, my name is Rebecca Toov, and I'm the Collections Archivist for the University of Minnesota Archives.
Yeah, so my name is Katelyn Morken. I'm the Research Services and Student Life Archivist at the University of Minnesota Archives. In all of the different timelines where we were learning more about the Dailies' history, what I found to be very interesting was that it was very cyclical in nature, that the staff, even though they were changed every 4 years or intermixed within the year span, they were all still fulfilling the mission the same way from the 30s to the 60s to the 80s, even to the present. They are all creating the same type of content, though it's different eras in time.
It's not a comprehensive history, but it's an introduction. And so we really wanted to highlight some core ideas. And that really is that the Dailies' longevity is because it maintained its relevance and it also had resilience. The Minnesota Daily is celebrating 125 years, starting in 1900, but really the independent student press at the university goes back to 1877, when the Daily's predecessor, the Ariel, started. And when you think about it, the first undergraduate degrees that were granted at the university were in 1873. So the independent student press has been an integral part of the university experience since really its start.
The student life collections, very much like the student newspaper, right? They are records that were created and made by students and student organizations. And in many cases within student-related collections, as well as different collections that you would find within university archives, right? So other faculty papers or departmental records or center records, they're going to have files that have daily clippings in them. That was kind of a through line on our research for this exhibit, is the amount of keeping of daily clippings, things from the physical daily issues that people or departments were keeping.
We use the historical editions of the Minnesota Daily on a daily basis. So in addition to reading the newsletter that comes into our email inboxes, we're constantly turning to the historical editions to find information about the history of a department, to locate an alumnus, or to do other things. And to have that so readily available at our fingertips has really aided in our ability to do our work better.
Processing, the 32 specific were mainly related to student life collections or student organization collections. Primarily, those are the types of collections that I process within my role. And those really document the student experience at the University of Minnesota. And in processing and describing them, we are really trying to understand the contents of the materials, organize it, and make it readily accessible to researchers.
One of my favorite daily clippings that we incorporated into the exhibit was an illustration. And that illustration came about as it's more of an editorial commentary. In 1927, there was an anti-evolution bill that was passed in the state legislature. And that would dictate what could and could not be taught at the university. And so it was the daily editors who rose to the occasion and printed articles and editorials in the newspaper to bring awareness to ultimately defeat this bill.
The Daily are digitized from 1900 to 2009 and are available online. That's a feature within the exhibit. But that to just continue to explore, to continue to use, to ask the questions, and to use them as a resource to further along their research. So
we didn't have to look too far to find the answers to our questions because the Daily was so comprehensive in covering its own history.
To start by just searching, to do the research, to kind of look to the past to find their own experience there, I think is a great starting point to just begin, right? And to read the Daily.
I think that today's students should care about the history of the Minnesota Daily in the same sense that they should care about the history of their own department, of their own school and college, of the buildings around them and the campus that's here. And the Daily is there to help them understand that if they want to.